So, do you actually know who Gojo Satoru is? You either have seen this guy in just some short content or is curious to know more about him, or you are one who has already seen its anime or the one who has read its manga. So, it's great for all of you because who don't know much they can now, and those who know almost but not everything, it's kind of summary recall for them. So as of now you already has read the title, who is Gojo Satoru. So here we are going to uncover that. Now then, Satoru Gojo is a central figure in Jujutsu Kaisen franchise, widely recognized as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. A teacher at Tokyo Jujutsu High, he mentors key protagonists as Yuji Itadori, Megumi Fushiguro, and Yuta Okotsu. His birth was a seismic event that shifted the world balance, forcing curses to grow stronger simply to exist in his presence. Let's talk about his core abilities and powers. Gojo is the first person in 400 years to inherit both the limitless technique and the six eyes, a combination that makes him essentially the untouchable. Let's talk about infinity, the neutral state of limitlessness, creating an infinite barrier that slows everything infinitely approaching him. Let's talk a bit about six eyes, rare occurred Jujutsu that allows him to perceive cursed energy in extreme detail and use his technique with near zero energy waste. So now you might have a question in your head that what cursed energies do Gojo use? And the cursed techniques also. Blue amplifies negative energy to create a vacuum that pulls matter together. Red uses positive energy to create a powerful repelling force. Hollow purple combines blue and red to create an imaginary mass that erases everything that comes in its path. Domain expansion, unlimited void, a sure hit technique that traps his opponent in a space where they are flooded with infinite information, paralyzing their brains. Gojo's personality, philosophy, and role. Despite his status as the strongest, Gojo often maintains a playful, light-hearted, sometimes arrogant, and oftenly disrespectful to his superiors, the higher-ups. His primary goal is to reform the corrupted Jujutsu world from the bottom up by training new generation of strong sorcerers who can eventually surpass him. This mission is largely driven by his past trauma, especially the tragic loss of his best friend Suguru Geto, after which Gojo was left alone at the peak of the sorcery world. As of 2026, as Jujutsu Kaisen manga has already got completed. So what are current updates about Gojo Satoru? In the manga, which concluded late around 2024, Gojo was killed during his final showdown with the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna. In January 2026, the anime adaptation returned for season 3, which covers the Culling Game arc and focuses on the chaos following Gojo being sealed in Prism Realm. He remains the franchise breakout character and most popular character globally. What's Gojo's goal? He aims to reform the corrupted Jujutsu world by training a new generation of sorcerers such as Yuji Itadori, Megumi Fushiguro, and Yuta Okotsu, whom he hopes one day will surpass him. loneliness. His status as the strongest isolates him. His only true equal was his high school best friend, Suguru Geto, who eventually descended into villainy. Deeply scared Gojo. Gojo's personal profile. Full name Satoru Gojo. Birthday December 7, 1989. Age around 28 to 29 in main series until Shinjuku Showdown arc. Height over 190 cm and 6 feet 3 inches in other measurement system. Weight approximately around 82 to 85 kgs or 180 to 187 lbs. Appearance: distinctive snow white hair and vibrant light blue eyes. Known as the Six Eyes, he is considered the extremely attractive within the series. Satoru Gojo family and background. Gojo clan. Satoru is the head and only active member of Gojo clan, one of the big three sorcerer clans. Ancestry: he is direct descendant of Sugawara no Michizane, a legendary vengeful spirit. Through this lineage, he is a distant relative of Yuta Okotsu, Gojo's parents. Both parents are alive but were get separated from him at a young age because they were not powerful sorcerers and could not interfere with his specialized training. Gojo's wealth: he is extremely rich, earning a salary comparable to a minister, and possesses considerable ancestral assets. What are Gojo's daily life preferences? Sweet tooth. Gojo loves sweets, specifically Kikufuku mochi. He originally started eating sugar to stimulate his brain during intense sorcery use. Favorite foods: Japanese curry, especially spicy version. Dislikes: alcohol. He cannot handle it and prefers to keep a clear head and the corrupted Jujutsu bureaucracy, the higher ups. What are Gojo's hobbies? He has no specific hobbies because whatever he tries, he is already pretty good at them. So he finds it boring to spend time on things in which he can't improve further. Gojo's attire: outside of his high school black-collared sorcery uniform, he prefers expensive casual clothes and dark sunglasses to prevent sensory overload from his six eyes. Satoru Gojo's character design is one of the most recognizable in modern anime, blending high fashion aesthetics with functional sorcery requirements. His design serves to emphasize his status as an ethereal being who stands above others. Key physical traits: Gojo's design is described by high contrast and striking features. Here, he has snow white hair when spiked up his usual battle look. It represents his intense energy. When down, casual look. He appears more approachable and younger. Eyes: the six eyes. His most famous feature is his vibrant sky blue eyes. They are often described as having entire atmosphere or a crystalline structure within them. Height and build of Satoru Gojo: he is exceptionally tall, standing over 190 centimeters, or you can say 6 feet and 3 inches, with a lean but highly muscular athletic physique. Secondly, let's talk about iconic wardrobe items and gears. The blindfold. Gojo wears a blindfold to dampen the overwhelming sensory input from the six eyes. It is made up of a special material that allows him to see cursed energy, high resolution while blocking physical light. Gojo's standard uniform. His Tokyo high school teacher uniform is a dark blue or black high-collared zip-up jacket paired with slim fit matching pants and black boots. But casually Gojo wears. He often wears high-end, expensive designer clothing and swap the blindfold for dark sunglasses. Design variations. High School Satoru Gojo. In Hidden Inventory arc, his design is less polished. He wears the standard school uniform and prefers circular sunglasses over a blindfold. During the Shinjuku showdown, in his final battle, he abandons the blindfold entirely. He wears a tight-fitting black shirt and a bogey white martial art pants. A direct visual homage to Toji Fushiguro, the only man who ever pushed him to his limits. Now from the perspective of animators, let's take a look at the artistic details. Official character design sheet from MAPPA highlights specific details for animators. Facial expressions. Design range from playful to childish smirk and terrifyingly cold and wide eyes look during intense battles. Animation focus. MAPPA explicitly designed him to be pretty, using more detailed line work for his eyelashes and iris reflections than for other characters to emphasize his honor status. Now let's talk about Satoru Gojo's personality, thoughts and ideas. Gojo is a deeply complex character whose outward playfulness masks profound loneliness and a revolutionary ideology. As of 2026, his character arc in the manga has concluded, providing a full picture of his philosophy and impact on the world. First of all, core personality traits. The facade. Gojo typically presents as carefree, goofy, and borderline immature, often teasing his students and disrespecting authority figures. He uses his charisma pragmatically to maintain his own mental health and to be relatable to the youth he mentors. Arrogance versus confidence. He is openly arrogant, famously declaring throughout heaven and earth, "I alone am the honored one." This isn't just vanity, it's a statement of fact based on his status as the strongest. Cold logic. During crisis, he is capable of being cold-blooded, prioritizing the destruction of enemies over the lives of individuals if he deems the sacrifice is unavoidable. Satoru Gojo's ideology and his beliefs. No one can take youth away. Having lost his own youth to the burden of being the strongest and the trauma of the Star Plasma Vessel mission, he is fiercely protective of his students' childhood. Why Gojo actually wants to reform the system? Because he views the Jujutsu leadership, the higher-ups, as corrupted and outdated, instead of a violent code, which he believes would leave no lasting change. He chooses to reform society through education. The burden of strength. Gojo's philosophy centers around the idea that absolute strength brings absolute loneliness. He believes that while he can do everything alone, he should not have to, and seek to foster allies who can stand beside him rather than behind him. Thirdly, what are Gojo's key goals? Creating equals. His primary mission is to train a new generation of sorcerers like Yuji Itadori, Megumi Fushiguro, and Yuta Okotsu to eventually surpass him so that no one ever has to be alone at the top again. Protecting the future. He actively sabotages the higher-ups, plan to execute troublemakers like Yuta and Yuji, seeing them essential pieces for the future. The final showdown. His ultimate battle-oriented goal was defeating Ryomen Shukuna and free Megumi Fushiguro from his possession, a task he ultimately entrusted to his students upon his death. Fourthly, what Gojo thinks of others. Students, he views them as the seeds of the future and is genuinely affectionated towards them, acting as a father figure to Megumi. Suguru Geto, his only true friend and equal. Even after Geto became a mass murderer, Gojo considers him his one and only. His sole rejection of Kenjaku, who stole the Geto's body. It remains one of most profound emotional moments. The strong. He often categorizes people by their strength or potential, occasionally appearing apathetic towards those he deems weak or beyond saving. What is the essence of Satoru Gojo? In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, the essence of Satoru Gojo is defined by a single haunting question posed by his best friend. Are you the strongest because you are Satoru Gojo, or you are Satoru Gojo because you are the strongest? As of 2026, with the story fully realized, what truly makes Satoru Gojo is the intersection of these three pillars. First, the genetical miracle. Gojo is a glitch in the Jujutsu world. He is the first person in 400 years to be born with both the limitless and the six eyes. Limitless, the ability to manipulate space, and the six eyes, the ability to see cursed energy at an atomic level. The consequences Satoru Gojo face. Because of his birth, the world's balance shifted. Curses literally grew stronger to match him. He is the only character who does not fight. In the traditional scenes, he manages the space around him so that nothing can ever touch him. Secondly, Gojo is a revolutionary teacher. Despite his god-like powers, Gojo defining characteristic is his restraint, his goal. He could easily kill every corrupted leader in the Jujutsu world in a single afternoon. However, he chooses not to because he believes a top-down massacre wouldn't change the culture. His method. Instead, he chooses the slow, difficult path of education. He wants to raise a generation of sorcerers who are not just strong but strong together, so that no one ever has to be alone as he is. The honored one versus the human sides of Gojo Satoru. Gojo is defined by the contrast between his divine status and his very human flaws. The honored one. During his awakening, he famously said, "Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one." At that moment, he transcended humanity to become a force of nature, the human. Under the blindfold, he is a man who loves Kikufuku Mochi, misses his high school days, and was ultimately defeated because of his one lingering human attachment, his love for his best friend Suguru Geto. So now let's summarize what makes him Gojo. What makes Satoru Gojo isn't just his ability to use Holo Purple or Unlimited Void. It is a fact that he is a man who was forced to play God. He carries the weight of entire world on his shoulders with a smile and a blindfold, ensuring that his students can enjoy the youth he was forced to give up. So now I am sure that much better than before who Satoru Gojo is. So I have a question for you now. Who is Gojo Satoru for you? Inspiration, crazy, etc. Sure, for different persons it's different, and answer is going to be different as well. But if you are sure who Gojo is for you, then make sure to share it in comment section to see how Gojo matters for different persons, so you can see that too. Opinions of fellow fans for Gojo Satoru. If you liked this video, then you know the drill. Like it, share it, and subscribe so you can get notified for more such videos.